Hi, I'm Steve Blackburn, New Business Development Director for Merlin Entertainments. My daughter has a really rare genetic syndrome called Phelan-McDermid syndrome. She has a wheelchair/buggy that she has to use, so getting around is difficult. She's non-communicative, so it's really difficult for her to explain anything she wants. She has a special feeding chair, she has a special bed, so going on holiday is something that's just not practical. And so actually those days out become those really important family moments that most people would take for granted.
The internal Intel group is all about ensuring that we build a very positive experience for any of our guests and our employees that have an accessibility issue.
We're such a varied team in different parts of the business, including team members who have special needs. And our job really is to provide intelligence to the wider Merlin team on things we can do better from a business perspective to improve for our guest experience or for our teams, for those who have experience with disabilities. I think first off, it's great for me to be able to speak about my daughter with other people who have similar circumstances. It's just opening our eyes to new ways of thinking, new ways of reacting and looking after our guests. Even from that point of purchasing a ticket online, how do we help them do that? And then how do we help them whilst they're in the attraction? And I think it gives all of the teams in Merlin a safe space to come and ask some questions of anything they're unsure of.
My eldest son is neurodiverse, and I remember when I had first joined Merlin, we went to Legoland Windsor, but what he loved the most out of his first day there was the sensory room, and if you've never been, you really need to go and see it. I wanted to ensure that all the experiences I've had with him are included in the conversations of the Intel group, and that we do the best for all of our neurodiverse customers and employees in Merlin. So if I could help in that, that would be amazing.
I'm very passionate about autism outside of work, and since the last 7 years since my son was diagnosed. So being able to have a group where we could talk about ideas and talk about change, because the best thing to do is share experiences, and these experiences might help people just take that next step when they're dealing with one of our customers with autism or with a disability. I'm super excited about the future. In such a short space of being with Merlin for only 7 months, I've realised how passionate people are about everything to do with people and making families happy and making their experiences really happy. Sky's the limit for this group, and I really just cannot wait to get stuck in.
There is just a step change in our culture already. So everything we're looking at in terms of new openings, we're already looking at how do we design attractions in a much more inclusive way. The Peppa Pig theme park we opened in Florida ticks a really big box in terms of accessibility. We're looking at new rides in the estate which have special accessible vehicles. There's far more we can do. And our job in Merlin Entertainments is to deliver those amazing experiences to take people out of their normal stressful lives. And I think it's really important that we go the extra mile for those guests and team members to make it all a little bit more inclusive for them. At Merlin, we want it to be fun for everyone.